Welcome to the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. This episode is brought to you by Authors Unite. Authors Unite provides you with all the resources you need to become a successful author. You can learn more about Authors Unite and join the free community at authorsunite.com. Now, let's jump into the episode. All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. Today I have Kevin Sligh with us. He's a Deputy Office Chief for the Coast Guard's Office of Marine Environmental Response. So welcome to the show, Kevin.
Thank you.
Of course, man. Pumped to have you on. We'll dive into the first question. The first one I have for you today is, what is the best story from your life that has an underlying valuable message?
Thanks, Tyler. That's a great question. I attended Oklahoma City Community College and Temple University as brick and mortar schools back in the 1990s. But most of my post-high school education has been earned via non-traditional means. For example, online, that type of media forum. My associates is from the University of Phoenix. My bachelor's is from Excelsior College, and my MBA is from North Central University. What does all that mean? It means that over the majority of my work career, I've worked full-time jobs, but put in the work in the evenings and weekends to complete my education. And the most valuable lesson if I can give is that even though I went through part-time education while working a full-time job, is if you can do it that way, anyone can set goals and accomplish the same.
And what's the most valuable piece of information we should know that's within your expertise or industry?
So in addition to preparedness efforts for oil spill response, our office with the Coast Guard places a high priority on oil spill response research and development. For example, we're working with academia to identify how we can implement academia and R&D outcomes into spill response efforts.
And what is your best piece of overall business advice, so not necessarily industry specific?
Great question. I guess my overall best advice is realize that you're always on stage presenting, whether you're at lunch, online, through social media, or just general daily professional and personal interactions. So just realize that you're always on stage.
I like that. And if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that be?
Actually, I'll provide two, Tyler. First, of course, as always, is family. I don't probably have to go in too much into that. But second of all, my advice would be to find something that pays you to do something that's not necessarily considered work in your eyes. I ask people that I mentor all the time to find their passion. Most passions are not considered work and allows the freedom to think of work as a natural extension of yourself. Perhaps you like to garden. If you're good enough, you might be able to work on your passion and at the same time get paid for it. For example, flower shop or nursery.
And in your opinion, Kevin, what is the key to happiness?
Key to happiness is probably thinking along the lines of, being successful, your family, working hard at those things, ensuring that you have enough success to take care of those things that mean the most to you.
And what is the best book that you've read, and what was the number one thing you learned from that?
Okay, I think the best book that I've read most recently has to be Leading Change from the Middle by a gentleman named Jackson Nickerson. It talks about extraordinary skills that you can build that not only allow you to lead up, but also horizontally and to include down. The number one thing I learned while reading this book centered on reflection. There's always a need to reflect on your personal and professional interactions, which allows growth, learning, and the ability to adapt.
And what is your favorite quote and why?
I like that question too, Tyler. One I like by Satchel Paige is, work like you don't need the money, love like you've never been hurt, dance like nobody's watching. And how I relate that to me is passion fuels success and also provides the freedom to be who you're meant to be.
I love it, man. Dude, thank you so much for coming on. The last question I have for you before we let you go is, where's the best place for people to find you online?
The best place to find me online is my LinkedIn page is at www.linkedin.com/IN/Kevin Sligh. That's SLIGH.
Awesome, man. Thank you again for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Tyler.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.